What is up? Today we're going to be actually going over a few different softwares and some simple basics as to how you guys can level up some of your content, make better content, make it faster, do some of those different things. So in this video, I'm just going to go over briefly just a few different types of softwares that I use personally. I use CapCut, I use Canva, and I use software called Riverside. These three softwares, you can pretty much make anything with them. So with that being said, and then also using and integrating ChatGPT if you use Claude AI, but being able to use ChatGPT as your search engine or your idea generator, and then actually having ChatGPT with a Canva plugin becomes really super powerful. So I'm going to show you that one really quick because I think that's pretty freaking cool. So before I actually hopped on and got this video started, I literally just wanted to make sure that you guys could see this. I break this stuff down in my school community way better and obviously at a better screen, but I just wanted to show you guys this because it's pretty cool. So. And I'll put the link to the description to the school community. I'll put the link in the description to the school community below, so you guys can join that if you want to. But that's where I go in depth on like CapCut, Canva, Riverside, all the different softwares that you guys can use to level up your content game. So really quick, really simply, basically I just asked ChatGPT to make me a thumbnail for my Winning with Grace YouTube channel. And so it started asking me questions back and forth, but we get to the point where it'll actually generate and self-populate a few different options for your actual thumbnail. And you can click straight on one of those thumbnails and it'll pop up right in Canva. And you can go straight from literally having no design to a design in Canva in a couple seconds, which is really freaking cool. I'm super glad that ChatGPT has a Canva plugin. If you didn't know, now you do. That's a really useful tool to have. Like I said, I go way more in depth as to what it is that's in, like how to actually use CapCut. In my opinion, if you're a brand new to editing, I think it is the perfect place to start. Yes, there are other editing softwares, but you have like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've used Final Cut and Adobe. I have not used DaVinci Resolve. They're all phenomenal softwares, but some can be really robust and unnecessary and somewhat just hard to use. I think CapCut is the most user-friendly and the most like intuitive as far as like a beginner editor. Just because it's good for a beginner editor doesn't mean you could be a really phenomenal editor and create really cool stuff from CapCut. So don't let just like beginner software turn you into like, oh, only beginners use this software. No, it's a really useful software and it's pretty sure it's like $12 a month. So for what it is that you actually buy for the pro version, comparatively to like how much you pay for Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut and DaVinci, like you're paying nothing basically for CapCut and you get all of these different tools. So just know that the software is actually pretty user-friendly once you know where the things are at. And I teach you guys that inside the school community. So that's that for CapCut. My next favorite tool that I've been using recently, probably for, I would say for the last however long I've been doing podcast episodes, but 6 months, 9 months, something like that. I really started using it for the purpose of doing podcasts, And what I've found is, yes, while it's so useful for the podcast, it's also just phenomenal for taking long form pieces of content and turning them into short form pieces of content. And so that's what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, is taking my long form videos, throwing them literally in the AI software, letting the software do the editing, do the chopping it up and making the short form pieces, and then being able to have the short form pieces that I put in my YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, and driving the traffic from short form to long form. That is as simple as you could probably make it. And I'm all about simple and efficient. So if I can make anything more simple and efficient, I'm all for it. So for example, this was, I think, the transformation video that I made. And what it does is it will have your recordings inside of the actual platform, and then it's got the made for you. So what it does is it will edit so my 15-minute video went from 15 minutes to 11 minutes and 37 seconds. All it's doing is cutting out the ums, the ahs, maybe a little bit of random conversation that it doesn't think is necessary to have in there. And it'll just cut it out and edit it out for me. You obviously can go back into the thing and edit it itself. That's up to you. My favorite part is it gives you all of the show notes and the chapters for your actual video. So it gives you suggested title, notes, chapters for the actual video. So when you're putting them in your YouTube description, you get the chapters. And that's actually really useful for YouTube. Now, here's where it gives you the actual short form videos. So it gave me, and it will rank them. So it ranks them based on what it thinks is going to be the most viral. Now, I actually don't know if that stuff's true. In my experience, it hasn't been. It's just whatever their algorithm is for ranking viral videos is whatever it's going off of. But you can see it gave me 3 right there, and then it actually gives you like a segment of the video. So if you have a really long form video, maybe it's like 45 minutes, and there's a good section of it that could be really useful for like a standalone clip, and you need a like 6-minute video or 5-minute video, and you can drive traffic from that short form to the other long form one. It will make you magic segments, and then it'll also give you a few more options. So I find this one really useful as far as being able to literally drag and drop a video inside of Riverside, let the AI take over, and you get a handful of different shorts and your long form videos already edited for you with your show notes, and with some like Instagram captions and things like that. Riverside is, I want to say, about $30 a month, which if you're making content consistently time and time again throughout the month, having podcast episodes, like I said, it's actually a podcast hosting software. So you can see so when I do a podcast episode, I record literally through Riverside in the actual software, and it will edit the whole video while we are actually recording it, and gives you all of the shorts and the all the key moments. It'll give you those in short form videos while it's editing the full long form video. So I personally love it. It's been really useful for me. It's allowed me to do really cool podcasts. One other software, if you don't even do the podcast side, that I have used before, I currently don't use it, but is called Opus Clips. OPUS, Opus Clips. And this one is very similar in nature. You will literally run the long form video, drop it in, it will break it down into the short form videos, and it will score them, rank them as to which one's the most viral, and it will give you the options from there. That one is currently $15 a month, or the pro version is $30 a month. Now, I think in total, we're at like 12 bucks, 14 bucks, 30 bucks. I can't do math in my head right now. 30, 15, let's say 60 bucks-ish, relatively. You're looking at relatively 60 bucks to have so much control and so much ability to create content, make content, and just utilize AI and utilize softwares that take a lot of the heavy lifting out of the process. Like I said, using ChatGPT is a really big deal for script writing and coming up with topics and coming up with consistent content ideas, formats, all of those different things. If you guys want my viral template hook, it's inside of my school community. I spent like 4 hours going through Instagram videos that have viral hooks and breaking them down, putting them in an actual PDF so that you guys can just click them and you get sent straight to that video. You can watch the actual reel and you can take notes on how it is that those videos went viral and the hooks that they used in order for those videos to go viral. So that's inside of my school community as well. With all that being said, this was a super simple video. There's one more tool that you guys can utilize, and it is an application on your phone, and it's the one called Captions. I have used it in the past. I currently haven't been using it because I've been using the CapCut captions options, but I just wanted to give you one more option straight from your phone. It will give you all of the ability to make different captions on just this version of the phone, this application. So it will take whatever video you drop in there and you can go ahead and add captions to those videos from your phone. If you don't have the pro version of CapCut, this might be a better option. I'm pretty sure it's a paid platform paid app as well. It might just be a little bit cheaper. I'm not entirely sure exactly on the Captions app, but all that to be said, I hope this was super simple, super easy to go through. And if you guys have never heard of these platforms or used them, I would very highly suggest trying out the free version of them, obviously. But if you guys are really serious about making more content, making better content, saving yourself some time when it comes to content creation, then spending a couple dollars on different softwares will really amp up your content creation and really help you in the process of making better content and getting more attraction on what it is that you are actually creating. So hope this was super helpful. We'll see you guys in the next video. And like I said, if you guys want to join the school community where we go in depth, obviously into the actual platforms, the softwares, but way more in depth on the actual, like, what are we actually creating for our content? We go through every single person that's in that community, coming up with a brand strategy, coming up with a brand, going through branding questions, going through different content creation questions, because some people want to create on certain platforms and some people don't. And it's like this nonsense in the social media world that everybody needs to be doing the same freaking thing drives me nuts because it's not true. If you are good at long form content, stick to doing long form content. If you're good at doing short form content, do short form content. If your business does not need you to be on a certain platform, don't be on that platform. Like there's so many, everybody should be doing this, that is not actually true. And I think, and I believe that it really does take somebody who actually knows all of the different platforms to be like, do this stuff on this platform. Your stuff should be on this platform. Maybe you should try this form of content. Have you thought about this form of content? It takes some learning, it takes some understanding of what's possible to do in this space, and we can do that inside of that community. So all that to be said, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye for now, guys.